Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be part 2 of my spring perfume picks, and this is going to be my top perfumes. They ain't 10. It is so hard with a large collection to narrow it down to 10, so I'm not going to do that and stress myself out. And if you guys didn't catch part 1, I will link it below, but those are the top perfumes that I'm looking forward to revisiting, because they're perfumes that either are newer to my collection or I hauled and didn't test them or revisit them once I tested them. A lot of these are repeat offenders, so I will have my top spring perfumes 2020 linked down below. But let's go ahead and see which ones are repeat offenders and also which new ones made it on this year's list. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so first up are going to be my transitional nighttime scents. So first up we have Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One Intense. And this is one that I also enjoy just in cooler months, but I think it's like the jasmine in here that gives me like springtime vibes. But I started wearing this one again in fall because I was waiting for the temperature to drop to see how I would feel about it. And this perfume for me definitely shines in cooler weather. And like in nighttime when it's not as muggy. I can't wear this perfume in summer. I don't know if it's the neroli that comes off way too candied on my skin, but in cooler weather, it's beautiful. But this one, it opens up very bright and fresh from the mandarin and the neroli, and then it dries down to a sweet, creamy coconut with jasmine. It comes off very clean to my nose, and you do get a little bit of the cedar in the dry down. Okay, another scent that gives me total springtime vibes, but it's a little bit more of a powerhouse. It's strong, it's an attention getter, and that is Tom Ford's Velvet Orchid. This is another one that I prefer transitioning into spring as well as nighttime. This can get a little cloying in the heat. I'll do it every once in a while. But this has rum, this has honey, this is floral. Oh, yes. So this is bold. This is your grown floral scent. It's not mature though. It's just grown. You're a grown woman if you wear this. But this has rum, honey, mandarin, bergamot, jasmine, orchid, heliotrope, rose. There's vanilla, myrrh, and suede to round this scent out. And there's also sandalwood, so it has a creaminess in the base. Gorgeous, gorgeous scent. It's also a scent that I know men like to rock. It's a bold floral. This one is another transitioning scent for me, but it's more of a cozy scent. I would say these next few are more cozy springtime scents for me. First up is Viktor & Rolf's Flower Bomb. This one I wore a lot in winter when I got it after my mom gave it to me, but this one's definitely more transitional. For me, it's definitely more March, April when there's still some cooler nights, because this can get a little cloying. This is one that's a mystery. Like, there are no gourmand notes in here, but for me, this comes off gourmand. And people either find this very floral or gourmand. Like when I read reviews on this, my nose gets more of the gourmandness from this. Kind of reminds me of like that cookie scent that I get from Lavandis Trianon, but this one isn't herbal, but it does have something that balances it out, and it's like the tea that's in here. This is one of those times when notes do not matter. Again, there are reviews where people find this to be a flower bomb, as the name would imply. For me, this is gourmand floral. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's a floral scent with a gourmand touch to it. It comes off very cozy to me, and there's just something about it that's kind of cookie, like that baked cookie scent. If I put this in a category again, it would fall with Lavandis Trianon, also a newly acquired 100 Silent Ways. It would fall with Lancome Hypnos. For me, this does lean a little bit more gourmand floral on me. It's not a flower bomb. And then next, this one I've always said gives me springtime vibes, but this is Marc Jacobs Decadence, Oh So Decadent. And this will forever be my Ireland perfume. This perfume, I don't know what it is. If I ever go to Ireland with my sister, because that is on her bucket list, Italy's on mine, Ireland's on hers, I'm taking this perfume with me because I think of green pastures and just that beautiful scenery. Again, I've mentioned P.S. I Love You. That park, I forget what park it's called. It's like Wicklow National Park. That's what this scent reminds me of. There's a sweetness to it. It also reminds me of After the Rain. This is my After the Rain springtime scent. This is fresh, it's sweet, it's green. This has pear, blackcurrant, ivy, magnolia, lily of the valley, jasmine, raspberry, white amber, cashmere wood. I don't have anything like this in my collection. I would say out of all the Marc Jacobs, everyone likes Decadence, which I really enjoy Decadence, but this was my favorite. Decadence is one that I don't know that I would repurchase it. I will repurchase this one. I'm sure I'll get Discontinued soon, so it is one that I would probably get a backup to just because it's so different and unique in my collection. I don't see a lot of people liking this, but I love it. It reminds me of that park, and I've never been there, but that's what I'm a daydreamer, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Then next are my sexy, flirty florals. These are very springtime, day date appropriate. Some are night, and I'll go through which is which. We're gonna do the night ones first. First up is Sea Rose Signature 2. And all these all have like this boozy wineness to my nose. But this is a boozy, fruity floral. It's intoxicating, it's sexy. This has blackcurrant, freesia, mandarin orange, bergamot, rose, iris, vanilla, patchouli. I have quite a few of the sea flankers, but this one especially is like, to me, sexy springtime, but like night. Another kind of sexy nighttime one is Montpellier. This one, I think there's strawberry in this one. This one's a little bit more fruity. I find Sea to be a little bit more sensual. This one is more fun party going out. Like I wore this to New Year's a couple years ago. It was perfect. This one is boozy, fruity, fresh, feminine, and those are my accords, just so you know. This one's strawberry, raspberry, pear, orange, tangerine, bergamot. This has a lot, but this is one that I find very well blended. This is just a beautiful fruity floral to me. As I find Montpellier, the original, and Sea Signature 2 to be more sexy, these next two are a little bit more on the flirty floral side. And falling in line with Montpellier, this one is In Love. This one's a little bit more fresh, a little bit more floral. This one's, to me, a little bit more day. I know a lot of people wear Montpellier year round. I don't know why I reserved that one for night. I think it's that kind of booziness that I pick up. Reminds me more of night. This one's more fresh, more day to me. This one does have the Montpellier DNA. I actually let go of my Couture because this one was Couture with a little more florals, and I enjoyed it more. Couture was basically more fresh and didn't last that long. Another one that is more flirty, but to me can take you day to night, that is Signorina Miel by Fragranza. And this is inspired by Miss Dior's Cherie. I love this perfume. If Cherie ever comes back, I will definitely get it. To me, that's a collector's piece. If Dior did like a, I wish they would do that. Like every once in a while, just bring back those discontinued perfumes for like a limited time only. They would make money and I would buy it. I would buy it. Now, yes, I get it. This is a good inspiration. I enjoy having this, but I would definitely get the Miss Dior Cherie. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one has a lot of notes, but this is so well blended. I don't really get a lot of these notes. This has wild strawberry, pineapple, mandarin orange, cherry, caramel, popcorn, jasmine, rose, violet, patchouli, ambergris, and musk. This is just a juicy, flirty, fruity floral. Super sexy. We got a lot. We're only halfway through. Next are my easy grabs. And honestly, this does fall under an easy grab. When I don't know what to wear, I have been reaching for this one. She's already got a little bit of a dent. Another easy grab for me during springtime is Jimmy Choo, and this is the Eau de Toilette. Not to be confused with the Eau de Parfum. But this one's fruity, sweet, it's flirty, it's fun. Again, these are my main accords. But this has pear, green notes, ginger, taff rose, orchid, woodsy notes, and Virginia cedar. And this is a fruity floral, but with a slight greenness to it. And I don't have anything like this in my collection. Now, you guys saw that I want to revisit in my part 1 Bella Rosa. But I'm excited for Bella Blanca. She did make it in my top. But this one is clean, fresh, green, white floral. There's pear, lily of the valley, green leaves, jasmine, tuberose, orange blossom, rose, musk, sandalwood, and white iris. Oh, this is just so clean and fresh. Okay, and then next we have our pretty floral feminine scents. This category is, to me, more of look like those spring perfumes. And I would say that last spring when I wore this, I started getting on the fence, and then I wore this recently and I fell in love with her again. But that is Valentino's Donna. And this is definitely more of a floral perfume, and I like florals that are like fruity or fresh. This was coming off very powdery floral, but I went back and forth with this one. I loved it, then I went through a stage where I didn't, and now I love it again. But oh yeah, and I think it's because I'm really starting to appreciate iris. I didn't like perfumes that had that powderiness that, to my nose, kind of has like that makeup-y powderiness. And I know that probably isn't how iris comes off to some people, but for me, that's what it reminds me of. It's a different kind of powdery, but the more and more I'm picking it up in perfumes, the more and more I am enjoying it. And it does come off different in some perfumes, like in my La Vie Belle and another one I'm going to mention, and then in other perfumes with certain notes, it does give me a little bit more of like that makeup powdery vibe. But this one is bergamot, iris, Bulgarian rose, vanilla, leather, and patchouli. And I do pick up that leather note, which is why I love this when I first got it. But this is definitely more springtime. It's more floral, powdery, but with an edge because of that leather note. And it does go down. It's not like a super strong leather note, but this is probably a transitional scent as well. Like, it would be beautiful in our Florida winter. Really good. Okay, the next is a newer one, but since getting it, I've been obsessed. And that is Kayali's Deja Vu White Flower 57. This is actually my scent of the day. So let's just go ahead and spray her on. Yes. And this is just a beautiful, warm white floral, like a fruity white floral. I would say it's more floral fruity. Like, it's, you have your fruity florals that the fruits come through a little bit more, whereas this one's more like floral fruity, if that makes sense. It's warm, but the fruit does fall a little bit more in the background once it dries down, and to me, the florals come through. So this has nectarine, gardenia, pear, orange blossom, Indian jasmine, tuberose, patchouli, Tahitian vanilla, sandalwood, and cashmere wood. Okay, so then next up in the pretty floral feminine category is Prada La Femme. She already got a little dent too. But this is a clean white floral with like a sweetness to it. This one's magnolia, carrot seeds, bergamot, frangipani, tuberose, ylang ylang, iris, spices, beeswax, vanilla, vetiver. And here there's a very nice balance of that frangipani, tuberose, ylang ylang, and iris. Like I get the tuberose in here, but it's not as dominant. There is a warmth to this one from the ylang ylang. And then there's kind of this cleanness from the opening, like with the bergamot and everything. I didn't like this perfume when I first got it, and now I absolutely love it. This is a clean, soapy scent, but with like a sweetness to it. And I'm learning those are the kind of sweet scents I like. I don't like overly fruity or gourmand scents. I like sweet with like either flower or patchouli or like a freshness to it. I like it when it's very well balanced. Like this is sweetness and it comes from the vanilla and the beeswax. Stunning, beautiful. You want to feel put together and classy. This is a good one. Okay, and then I've been saying Guerlain. But recently I've been like looking up perfume houses and how to say it in French, and it's like Guerlain. I'm sure I'm still butchering that. So this is Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. And this is the Eau de Toilette. I do prefer this more for like spring and summer, and then the Eau de Parfum I prefer more for fall and winter, just because I like to set a tone. And this one has more citrus in it to me. It's a little bit more fresh than the Eau de Parfum. And this one smells a lot like the Eau de Parfum, but again, a little bit more citrusy, less vanilla. It's more fresh. But this is another beautiful scent for spring. Both give me total spring vibes. This one's just more on the fresh side. So I like this one more because it gets a little warmer here in spring than in other places. So to me, this is more refreshing than, you know, the Eau de Parfum. And I still get that Guerlain DNA. Okay, and then my last category. This is your make a statement category. These are the perfumes that to me are very springtime and they make a statement. So first up is Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. This perfume is featured in a lot of my videos, so I'm gonna sound like a broken record. This is a perfume that I'm definitely gonna be getting a bigger bottle of because it's being discontinued. This is a fresh green dry floral. It's got a mintiness in the opening. There's rose in here, but it's a little bit more fresh to my nose. Whereas in Rosa Botanica, it was a little bit more powdery and vintage. There's also this earthiness to this scent. I've never smelled cannabis, but I imagine, like I get almost like a potted plant scent with a slight mintiness. I'm sure that's from the cannabis, and then there is mint in this scent. This is very unique, very long lasting. I've said in, I think it's my unique perfumes, that this is one that the dryness from this perfume can be headache inducing for me. This is one of those perfumes you do not have to overspray. I know some people can overspray it, I cannot. If I overspray it, it will give me a headache. And then next, you knew she was gonna be in here because she's a top for me, but if I had to put her in a season, she would definitely go into spring. And that is Delina by Perfumes Mentioned. So this is a fresh tart rose. I've said in the past, this isn't a fruity floral to me. This is a tart fruit floral. Like, I very much get the rhubarb note that's in here. This doesn't come off juicy. There's also like a slight greenness to this perfume. And I know this is a scent. Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people say that this one's girly. I don't find this one to be girly. This isn't a perfume I would categorize as girly. I would just say this is very feminine. I think people look at the bottle, but even Dennis, when I asked him if he found this one girly, he said no. This is very tart, and even though it's very well blended, like I get the incense more in the First Kiss version, this does have a very, I also don't want to say smoky, because this is a very well blended perfume. But when I smell other perfumes that are compared to this one, I know that it's lacking from the rhubarb and the incense that's in here. That makes this one stand out, in my opinion, and is probably what bothers other people when they don't like this scent, which is fine. You know, we all like different things, but I really enjoy the rhubarb and incense. Again, this perfume is very well blended, so it's not that the rhubarb and the incense jump out at you, but it's what makes this perfume very unique to me. This one has lychee, rhubarb, bergamot, nutmeg, rose, peony, musk, vetiver, and incense. And this is another perfume where I don't get a lot of the notes. Again, this is a very well blended, beautiful, feminine rose scent. Okay, and then next for a perfume that makes a statement, this one is newer to my collection, but I had the travel of this. My travel's almost half gone, but this is Athalia by Perfumes Mentioned. And even though this is in a black bottle, And I do think this is a beautiful scent for like a date night. This is one that you could definitely wear all day. This isn't loud and obnoxious. This is a beautiful powdery iris scent, but the iris in here is not like that makeup when other perfumes come off that way. No, this is more well blended, and then you do get like a woodiness from the vetiver, but this is very much a beautiful powdery iris scent. Gorgeous for springtime. This for me is classy. It's a little bit more mature than Delina. Again, I'm not saying Delina is mature. I just don't find it to be youthful or girly. This one's a little bit more mature than Delina, but not like overly mature. And even though it's in a black bottle, I wouldn't say this is dark, but it is a little bit more powdery, something very beautiful for like a little black dress, date night, perfect for warmer weather, spring. Like, this isn't gonna choke you out. All right, and then you knew that this was gonna make it in here. This is Libre. It's funny because I looked up how to pronounce this, and it's like Libre, but there's a at the end of it. French is hard. Where people find our R's difficult, when we say like Roberto Cavalli, getting your tongue, or not your tongue, because it comes from like the back of your throat, and it's like very slight. Like it sounds like libre, but there's a at the end of it in the video I saw. Anyways, this is YSL's Libre, and this to me is a boss lady scent. This smells like money. This smells like rich. Oh my goodness. I've said it. It smells like an expensive mall here, and this has quickly become a top 10 for me. I love this scent. This is a beautiful spring summer, but she had to go in here. And then I do enjoy the Intense for fall and winter. And honestly, you could wear this one year round, or the other one year round. I do prefer the original. I really, really want to try the Eau de Toilette. I wasn't going to until I saw Coco's video. I'm gonna link it below. She said like it's a dry champagne, like fresh. So definitely looking forward to getting that here in the States. All right, and then my last perfume, and this wasn't in any particular order, but this is another perfume that to me makes a statement. But this is Spring in a Bottle. This is a perfume that I've been testing out since last year when I got it, and I've been looking forward to wearing it for spring, because this is just the epitome of springtime to me, and that is Jasmine's Marzipan by Lancôme. And this to me is springtime in a bottle. It's very uplifting, it's very clean, it's very floral. There's a touch of sweetness to this. This is running through a field to the sound of music. Is what this is what she has on, is this perfume. Again, this isn't in any particular order. This isn't my favorite by any means, but this is springtime in a bottle. And I have been looking forward to wearing this. Again, I've been testing it out. This is a year-round scent, but if I had to put this in a season, it would go in spring. And I had said that I never used to get the nuttiness, but now I do. And I'm glad that this doesn't get overly sweet. Like, this is about the jasmine. This is a very beautifully done jasmine scent. It does, in the beginning, have a little bit of that like indolic kind of hot, sticky floral in the opening, but then it does become a more clean jasmine. I know jasmine can come off animalic, kind of carnal, very indolic to some people. I know some people, like with Alien, they get more of an indolic jasmine, but I get more of a clean jasmine once it dries down. Like jasmine and this one and my Alien and Dolce & Gabbana is the only one intense. They're very clean, like loud, sharp jasmine to my nose. And this is another one that opens up, so you might be thrown when you spray this, but then when it dries down, at least on me, it gets very clean and classy. So again, that is Jasmine's Marzipan. So that was a lot. This video is going to be up to edit. Let me tell you, those are my top picks for spring. I've already started wearing these perfumes and I'm already looking forward to wearing these perfumes. But let me know, what are your guys' top picks for spring? But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.